Yo guys, what's up? It's WarSpirit, going to be taking a look at some gameplay today from the second DLC map of the new Frontier's Edge DLC. This one is called Dig Site, and it's really quite different from the other two maps included in the DLC pack. The other two maps sort of focus on these big buildings and parking around wide open spaces very quickly, but this one is a sort of a smaller scale map, very enclosed spaces. Not very much opportunity to wall run in these enclosed spaces. It's sort of a really Call of Duty-esque take on the corridor shooter, this map, and I feel like a lot of times I'm just simply running along the ground using stim and not really parkouring too much, especially on hardpoint, because these sort of rooms are just inside buildings and really there's not much opportunity to parkour in these buildings. You see that I'm still wall running on these little dips and sides here on these walls just to get that extra little boost of speed going forwards, but there's not a massive advantage to wall running in these hardpoint areas. The first time I played it, or it still sort of does remind me of the map from one of the original maps, is probably Outpost 407, just simply because of the rocky terrain and sort of the bumps in the ground and the little things that get in your way of your parkour and your fast movement and your bunny hops and things like that. And I'm not a massive fan of Outpost 407, but this map I would say is definitely much better than Outpost 407. There's just got things a little bit differently laid out. The buildings are bigger and more domineering on the map, and there's amazing Titan combat on this map, which you're going to see here when I get in my Titan. I realised as soon as I called this Titan in that it was probably a bad idea to call in a triple threat as the first Titan on the map, because triple threat is a terrible anti-pilot weapon, and this Titan loadout that I'm using right now in this video, it's actually a real favourite of mine recently. I've been using it a lot, and it's a completely anti-Titan class, and I called it in when there was no Titans on the field, so it was probably a bad idea. So I'm just plodding around here defending a hardpoint, which is the Titan control point on this map, and just waiting for their Titans to drop so that my Titan can actually be put to use, because triple threat is terrible against pilots. You simply just jump whenever you see a triple threat bullet and you dodge the explosion and survive. You just jump over these nades really easily. I think I do eventually get this guy after getting about 2 or 3 assists on him. I finally do kill him with the triple threat, just firing it into hardpoints. And that's another thing the triple threat is good for, is just blasting hardpoints with it. Although the rooms here are actually pretty big, apart from the B one. They're all really tall, so you can jump over the triple threat easy enough. But I'm just spamming it in this room here, and the Titans should be coming any minute now. So about the Titan fights, triple threat is especially useful on this map, which is why I've sort of gotten into using the triple threat now, because of this map in particular. And it's because there's these sort of little chain of corridors, a little link of corridors in the middle of the map that the Titan can pass through, and lots of really narrow corridors, as well as little corridors linking on to each of the corridors where my Strider can sort of duck in and out of and just jump down these different corridors and then come up behind the guy, dash core away, and just like get around the map really easily and just bunch them in, trap these players in. The best way to use the triple threat is when the enemy can't really escape you. You rush up to them, you blast them full of your triple threat. Most of the times that will do my Titan instantly, because triple threat is so strong if you can hit all the nades, and it's really easy to hit all the nades when they are in close quarter spaces like this map. And then the other thing is that you've got Vortex Shield there to basically go in, rush with your triple threat, and then use Vortex Shield to back out, dash away, and then come back once your triple threat has reloaded, because it does take a little while to reload compared to a lot of other weapons, and you just get that sort of massive burst damage, and then you fall back and then come in again with massive burst. That's the best way. One of my favourite Titan classes at the moment is to use that. So I'm just running around here in these hardpoints as well with my SMG. I actually got scatter fire on it in this gameplay, and just racking up triple kill after triple kill as well in these hardpoints. The guys we're playing against aren't that great, and I do have a couple of clan guys in here with me. Some of the Sith members are in this game with me. I think we've actually probably got a full party or something actually in this game, but it was a good gameplay anyway, and I thought it was showcasing the map pretty well about how you would go about playing it. There are sort of a couple of flag run routes as well on this map, sort of down the left hand side of the map and one down the right hand side of the map, and that's pretty much the only sort of flag run potential that this map has, or what I have found so far, because there are windows and rooms that you need to go through and get into to get flag captures. So it's again like Outpost 407 in that regard, where there is just simply one route down the left hand side that most people use, and then one route down the right hand side, just bunny hopping most of the way. So 2 routes mainly that I see that are like good routes. The other ones are, I mean, the routes are there. Like when I'm talking about routes, I mean like 10-second or even less flag runs on this map, but you can obviously just run straight through B hardpoint. There's loads of cover up there where you can run through and like have lots of cover from your teammates and stuff like that as well. So it's a good map for that. There's lots of these little interesting sort of structures you'll find if you're ejecting from your Titan. You might land on a little bridge way up in the sky which says out of bounds, but if you jump off it and jump a little bit higher, you're actually not out of bounds anymore. So as long as you keep moving around, you can stay really high up on the map. and not be out of bounds. So there's loads of little things like that way up on the top of the map if you find anything up there when you're ejecting. I mean, there's a lot to explore in this map. It is a small map in like sort of land size, but there is a little bit of verticality to it as well. Not as much verticality as compared to sort of Export or even Haven in the new DLC maps, but there's a little bit there for you to explore, and loads of different corridors to go through, loads of little doorways and windows. The hard points are all sort of very abstract and detailed, so watch out for some people sneaking around in the shadows. It is a very shadowy map, so up against the IMC they can be pretty camouflaged with the background here with their sort of blue and grey outfits and all the shadows on this map. There are lots of these bright white construction lights scattered across the map as well though, so it's sort of got a really artificial feel to it. There is no sort of real daylight lighting on this map. It is at night time. There's these construction lights everywhere. It doesn't feel supernatural, the map, but it is sort of meant to be a construction site anyway. And you've got that actual digger thing at the back as well, so watch you don't accidentally get killed by the digger. There's some environmental damage over there which could potentially slay you. If you're a marked player, then that's going to count towards enemy score, so watch out for that. Bad times. Also 100% confirmed that this is definitely an SMG map or a shotgun map. If you're using the carbine here, you're not going to have much chance to move around the map, and you're not going to get to move around the map very efficiently. There is sort of the roof of the C hardpoint and maybe the A hardpoint roof as well, where you could hang around with a carbine, but apart from that there's a lot of little enclosed spaces and buildings, especially in sort of this B hardpoint network in the middle of the map, where the carbine is not going to be much use at all. And for the Titan fights, basically what you want to be doing is most of the Titan fights are going to be taking place in these little narrow corridors sort of in the middle of the map, and you're just going to be dropping arc grenades and mag launchers on the heads of these Titans from high ground. And sometimes there is sort of open areas towards the back corners of the maps where Titan fights can be a little bit more wide open battle zone Titan fight sort of style, where you're not going to have much advantage as a pilot. And honestly, there's not much reason to take the archer on this map, because, or even the charge rifle, because there's not many opportunities like that, since most of the Titan fights are going to be in close quarters. And if they are sort of out in open areas, your mag launcher can still fire across the map pretty efficiently and pick them off anyway, so you don't really need the charge rifle or archer here. And pretty much because of this, the pilot's not been a massive threat to your Titan with their anti-Titan weapons. You can focus more on your close quarters anti-Titan loadouts like I'm using here. The only big issue is rodeo pilots, which can actually get on your Titan really easy on this map, so you might want to take smoke, which as well is going to be really effective in those small corridors, so that's a good thing to look out for too. Thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed that gameplay, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.